SBA Eidl Loan Increase Reconsideration Update 2022. Today is Friday, the 29th of April, and the funds have just about been gone, depleted. Sources were saying that by today, the funds should be completely gone. So if you're wondering why is the EIDL taking so long, I'm going to cover a little bit about that and what you should be looking out for as an alternative solution. Also, I've left all SBA EIDL increase, all types of EIDL loan videos, SBA, down below in the description if you'd like to understand how to perhaps pick up a free template or understand what it was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and so forth. That will be there. But before you do any of that, I do want to say if you do need further assistance and help with alternative funding, go to viralfundingsolutions.com. You will see all the different types of services that I can myself help you with as a loan broker / agent, and what I can do to make everything much of a smoother process for you to understand the different types of funding options and how to help you if you're in the case of using it for survival money, these business expenses, payroll, and also growth and expansion and so forth. Maybe you're mixing the two and you're looking for what else is out there. So why is the EIDL loan taking so long? Aside from these increases and everything happening, perhaps you didn't even get an amount at all, because I've spoken to friends and family who haven't even gotten an EIDL loan, and I had to tell them exactly why they were not eligible. And I have a separate video on that I'll try to link to down below. But it's taking so long because it's one, it could be limited by the amount of loan officers, and then two, the amount of fraudulent activity that happened some time ago. So it takes much more time to go through these files. And a lot of it is looked at as the order of it being sent in. So if you're just getting around to this, you're like, well, I didn't get an increase. I never saw a button. I never got an email. Most of the times people will say they never got an email, but if you looked in your portal, you may have had a blue button there or somewhere that you can click on to go request an increase. And if perhaps you didn't get that, there should be an email. And if not, I've said you could perhaps email to see what happens if you are eligible. But it comes always a lot down to you not knowing what the qualifications really are and how to fix these things. So aside from that, those are some of the reasons why it is taking that long to be processed. And with a lot of things happening right now, a lot of files being sent back, a lot of misleading information, extra documentation needed to be supplied. But again, with the funds being depleted, who knows when this will resurface again. But the good thing is there are alternatives. And I'm going to get into the share screen to show you how you can get in touch with myself here at Viral Funding Solutions as a business loan broker / agent who's helped out a lot of business owners of all industries, of all magnitudes, showing them what it takes to get business funding on so many levels, and the types of services that I can help you with, the type of process that it takes to go through it, and why would you consider somebody like myself who you might not even known of, or you've probably seen me somewhere on the channel, blogs, etc., but you're still thinking, I'm better off going on to this online marketplace where you just go set up an account, you answer some questions and so forth, and they present to you a lender or a funding option. It isn't always as of a clear picture like that, because they don't always give you the full picture of how to break this down. These numbers perhaps get you a ballpark range, show you the exact way that the market is looking for your specific industry, and they don't always give you the best funding offer. So you have to be careful of that. So here at Viral Funding Solutions myself, I save you a lot of time, energy, money, and especially the pain of sifting through endless business funding solutions, such as online marketplaces that don't always give you a clear picture and a proper breakdown of your best option and options, and show you everything you need to know before walking into an application with 110% or 100% confidence and certainty that you will not only just get approved, but be satisfied with what you are getting. And to give you the most legitimate and helpful source of programs and lenders so you can have a safe, secure, and hassle-free application process. With an expert loan broker like myself, you will get a more personalized and customized response with what's best for you and once and for all. So there's a huge advantage of this. And instead of just going in and you see those advertisements of famous online marketplace companies, and I won't say the names, but it's so easy to just click a button and go start and see what you get offered, or you're just not aware and you're like, I don't think that's good. There's something about it. While they may not be scam companies, the thing is you have to understand they're not always going to present to you the best offer. And if they do, it's never broken down efficiently. And there's no bonus tips. They don't show you like, if you get this offer, then think about it like this. If this is too much, scale back, do this. And then there's steps to helping you before you even walk into an application, which by the way, I also have this, I have a questionnaire form you can fill out down below in the description, where you can get the funding that your business needs fast and or slowly, depending on what type of service you go through. Complete the questionnaire form below to get a personalized and customized email response for your best funding option and options. Plus, you're going to get a free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist to get you approved for funding much faster. And this way, you're not wasting a lot of time. We're talking about days, weeks, months, and even years of sifting through old, outdated, scammy type of information. You're going to get that as a bonus when you fill out this questionnaire. And I'll try to leave a separate one just to get the free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist, but this would be the best way, especially to get a hold of me, because a lot of people want to send me emails, get on a call with me. What I say is fill out this questionnaire first. That's very safe and secure. I'm not a creditor or anything like that. It does ask for credit. It's very safe and secure. I do not take that and submit it anywhere else. That'd be very bad and against the law. The thing is, it helps me get a clear picture of, hey, if you have this is what you'll qualify for. I'll show you this option better. And this is kind of like a ballpark range of what you would expect to get with rates and terms and so forth. So it's really crucial information. So it's very fast. You can honestly finish this in less than 30 seconds when you have it there. Very safe and secure. This is going to be the bridge. So once you fill that out, I'll respond back to you, usually via email, with a very thorough response, very broken down. You can go ahead and get started there with your application and so forth. So some of the services we offer, I offer a lot more than this. I just put a little bit how it works. I kind of gave you a rundown. Submit a funding form for funding. Step 2, get pre-approved for funding. Step 3, get approved and funded. So it'll look like this, something similar, more or less. And if you think you can qualify for SBA funding, I'll try to leave this quiz down below in the description to see if you can qualify for other like a 7A and 504 options, because the EIDL loan is not the only one. You may be eligible for a 7A and or 504, as well as 8A mentoring. That's not a loan program, as well as many others. So if you don't qualify for it, I'll still present you with other solutions. This could be down below in the description. Check it out. If not, also look for the other resources there, as you saw one of them. But again, this is how I can help you outside of the EIDL loans, help you to understand that there are more ways than one for you to get business funding outside of just strictly getting those EIDL loans. And I know how great they sound to you because you can get it for 3.75%, for profit, nonprofit, less, and so forth. And you're telling me instead of getting 30 years, I'll get like 6 months, 12 to 24 months, 2+ years, 5 to 25 years. If you go elsewhere, you're like, oh, well, I'll just sit on this money. But the problem is, what happens when you run out? What will happen if you don't run out within the next year or so, but you're thinking, well, I'm just using this money whenever I need it for business expenses, for debt. I need it to cover my butt for COVID relief. I'm not particularly using this for growth and expansion. Then what do you do there? Are you still going to use that funding for it to produce to you the ROI that you actually need in your business? Or are you going to say, let me find an alternative funding option so I don't have to deplete everything over here that I have. Let me go find an alternative that can get me growth and expansion funding. You might be getting it for, depending on your qualifications. So what you get outside of the EIDL loans, the EIDL loans really don't paint the clearest picture because it's government funding. When you go get funding with a private lender, you can offer collateral or you don't, non-collateralized loans, but just know that if it's non-collateralized, it can mean a more of a medium to high rate / interest rates. Usually with collateral, we can drop that, but private lending is more in that medium to high rate. It's not supposed to be inexpensive or too expensive by any means. It's all on perspective. You may be an individual who's in the growth and expansion, and that's what you're using your EIDL funds for. Great, but maybe you don't want to use it all, or you're running low and you're thinking, I need an alternative, or I just didn't get anything. So if you're just using it for COVID relief, there are options available like a business line of credit. You can withdraw and use the funds, use them however you like, get a lump sum for a project or projects, as well as a line of credit on top of that to get you the most amount and the maximum amount of funding. So if you're looking for like 200,000 now and you can't get it, you got the maximum amount through the EIDL, or you just don't qualify, then you have to understand that there are other options outside of just getting a reconsideration and increase. I didn't get my first amount, but just understand that what is, like I always question business owners, what would it mean to you to have this business funding? What would it look like for you in about 3 months from now? Would you produce an ROI? If so, how much? If not, why is that the case? Well, I won't produce an ROI really because I need money for expenses, payroll. I'm not into growth and expansion, or I do want to use at least 5% to 10% of that. That will not particularly cover the cost of what my repayment is on this loan or on this advance, whatever it is. Or there's somebody who goes to me, yeah, I'm going to profit an extra 15,000 from taking this amount. And then in the next few months, I'm going to be over 20 and then 30,000. So I'm increasing my revenue from 40,000 in average monthly revenue to about 55,000, 60,000 and above. So making a payment of 6,000 a month for about 6 months, or it depends on what you qualify for. Lower credit means lower terms a lot of the times. We also have to evaluate for cash flow. If it's not collateral, it's primarily based off of cash flow. And if it's collateral, then it's not always primarily cash flow. Revenue does help the case as well. But now that you have collateral to put in, great credit. The EIDL loans, usually credit-wise, especially SBA loans, credit, collateral, and cash flow are very important. And over here, you don't have to submit a lot of the time bank statements to get funding. Just depends on how much you're asking for and the type of service that we go through. But just keep that in the back of your mind that there are other alternative ways for you. You don't have to be stuck upon, I didn't get the PPP, or I did, now I didn't get grants, and now the SBA EIDL is doing this. There are options, as I just mentioned, that I'll leave for you down below. This questionnaire will be there, so make sure you fill that out as well as everything else. And just to recap why the EIDL loans are taking longer, and this could have been answered some time ago because of the amount of files, fraudulent activity. But nowadays, because there's so many reconsiderations and people asking for these increases, the ones who haven't even been processed for funding yet at all. So it's almost in like the order of how they've been received. And even if you're resubmitting it, they could look at it right away, but it just has to be looking clean. And everything you can do from the very beginning helps. But as I just said in the beginning, if you did not hear it, the funds have just been about depleted today. And if there's anything else remaining, it would be a little bit far out there. So just keep in mind that if you need help with myself here at Viral Funding Solutions, who's helped out business owners of all magnitudes, of all revenues, startup funding, what are those options? This would be the best way to find out what you can qualify for, and I'll get in touch with you. And the difference with myself, as opposed to going anywhere else, is that I give you more of a personalized response. So I take the human factor in. I don't just talk business. I want to care about who you are as an individual, as a human being. What are you doing? What do you have going on? How have you been? That's what I do a lot. I check in with business owners, pre and post funding, these relationships that I've been able to build over time. So look down below in the description for all of this information. And if you need any help, the fastest way, if you have not yet, is to fill out that questionnaire. I'll leave my email, my social media handles, all other resources and ways for you to go get funding and so forth. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free again to voice them for me down below. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I'll be coming out with. And if you feel like you got value out of this, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who you feel will get value out of this and are prepared to understand not only what is remaining, what will not be remaining once today is gone, as well as why the EIDL loans are taking so long, whether it's in the beginning, increased reconsiderations, et cetera, appeals, and what to do in the current economic landscape of getting business funding for growth and expansion, as well as understanding that if you're in COVID relief, business expenses, and so forth, what options are available. But you have to understand that if you don't have the right funding profile, meaning time in business, the credit score, the revenue that's sufficient, that there's reasons why people get 6 months, 7 months, 7 to 11 months, 12 to 24 months, why some people get 2+ years, 2 to 5 years, 5 to 25 years. And not everybody gets all of that, but that's okay. You just have to understand your business and really take advantage of understanding your organization. And that's what I can help you with. So that is everything from me. Thank you for watching. Take care.